Alright, guys, I want to discuss an issue that nobody likes to talk about, and that is having an engine light come on. And I want to trace back a few weeks, about 2 weeks, to when this engine light came on. I was far from home, I was low on fuel, and having the only gas station close by, this was a non branded gas station. My car is tuned for 91 octane, and that's exactly what I did. I put 91 octane fuel in it. However, before putting fuel, I already felt kind of fishy about this gas station. The gas station was torn down, it was old, and the workers were primarily using it as an automotive workshop. I got the fuel and I decided to drive back home. About 5-10 miles into my trip, my engine light came on. When I got home, I went ahead and started to read the code. I plugged my device into the OBD2 port and found the code that was linked to my engine light. Vehicle functions. Read DTCC code. This is the one, yep. Alright, so as you can see, it's P0171 and P0174. And if you click on it, it's going to tell you system to lean on bank 1 and system to lean on bank 2. Now this could be a very tricky code because there's so many things involved in it. Alright, so what do you want? What do you want it to do when we pull out the mass airflow sensor?
Well, when you plug out the adapter that goes into the sensor, you want the car to shut off.
Right, that means the airflow sensor is working. And if it remains on, but I'll be happy because that's an easy fix. Because Ford is charging me $129 just to diagnose what the problem is. It could be a vacuum leak, it could be a bad fuel filter, it could be a lot of things. It could be my O2 sensor, there could be a leak in the exhaust. Alright, well, let's try it out. There should be a tab. Yeah, there's a tab that you press. Alright, there you have it. So the car is running. That means it could potentially be our mass airflow sensor. Plug it back on. Okay, guys, do not try this at home unless you're absolutely sure you know what you're doing. Messing with any electronic component that is connected to your car's computer can do major damage. And sometimes to fix it, it has to go to the dealership, which costs hundreds and thousands of dollars. We decided to take the mass airflow sensor out and give it a quick clean. When we had unplugged it, the engine should have shut off. The ECU should have detected that there is no air flowing through the intake, which would have caused the engine to overheat, and it should have automatically shut my motor off. However, as you saw in the video, the engine was still running. So we unplugged it, and we decided to clean it with the mass airflow sensor cleaner. Alright, here we go. The mass airflow cleaner costed me about $10 at AutoZone. Doing some research online, many people recommended on forums that it's better to clean a mass airflow sensor and see if that fixes the problem before digging deeper into other problems. Now, I've never cleaned a mass airflow sensor before, so if I'm doing this wrong, I apologize. When I get close to it, I'm not applying too much pressure. I'll only apply pressure if I'm farther away, like that. If I'm close, I'm just releasing a little bit, just to make sure it gets in, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We plugged the mass airflow sensor back into the intake and decided to go for a quick drive. We were hoping that driving about 25 to 30 miles, the engine light would go away on its own. Some vehicles could take up to 100 miles for this to happen. Some vehicles you have to clear the code. It all just depends on the situation. However, after cleaning the mass airflow sensor, I just wanted to make sure my vehicle was functioning normally as it should. Now, I do want to let you know, even though my system says lean on bank 1 and 2, my vehicle is performing perfectly fine. My idles are normal, and my pickup is good. I do not feel any lag in power. We drove the vehicle in city and highway driving conditions. We drove a total of 32 miles. We were really hoping that the engine light would just go away on its own. However, it did not. At this point, I am scared. Should I clear the code and then wait for it to come back? Or maybe I'll clear the code and it just won't come back at all. What I really want to see is the engine light to go away on its own, detecting that the mass airflow sensor was cleaned. But that could not be the issue. I know that the mass airflow sensor is not the only thing contributing to the engine light. It could be a combination of a lot of things. I could have a vacuum leak, my EGR valve could be bad, my O2 sensors could be bad, I could have bad fuel, or I simply just have a bad fuel filter. It could be a lot of things. However, if there is anyone out there who has had this issue and has gotten it fixed, please guide me, comment below, and let me know what I should do before I really take it to the dealership, which I'm really hoping I don't have to. Thank you, everyone.